Okay, so welcome back to some more Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game. Today we're going to be checking out a few different versions of 2019 Anaheim 2 in Supercross the game. Now, we're going to start off with this track here. This track and the next one are my two favorites for the day. We're going to show you 5 different versions of A2 2019, just like we did with Glendale 2019. And like I said, these first two are going to be my favorite ones. This is probably my overall favorite simply because if you look at his overall layout of Anaheim 2 here, it's probably the closest one out of the tracks that we have here to show you today that resemble the real Anaheim 2. I think they did a pretty good job, and they, you know, these rhythm lanes, for example, they did a really good job making them fun but kind of tough at the same time, and multiple different lines through them, and the lines that you do take kind of have more of a realistic feel to them. There's no huge cheesy line, or the jumps aren't super overscaled, or you know, whatever. They did a really good job with that. And another example coming up here, you'll see when we go back down the start straight, the corner, because there was a bunch of people that just kind of ignored the fact that there was a corner above the start straight here. And not only did they put the corner here, they actually put a bunch of whoops in there, and in my opinion, I'm pretty sure they were trying to simulate the sand, because I believe that's a sand section, and since we don't have sand to use in the track creator here, now we are getting it, it is confirmed for Supercross the game too, but we don't have it here. They put those whoops in there to kind of slow you down and make it more complicated and just kind of give you that feeling of sand. So I do appreciate that they tried to stay as true as they could to the actual 2019 Anaheim 2 layout. So overall, this is my favorite track. The second one is very, very, very close, which we're going to jump to here as soon as we finish this lap. Okay, so jumping into our second version of 2019 Anaheim 2, this is a really, really good track. Now, I'm going to point out one of the things that I do notice that kind of bothers me a little bit. He just kind of ignored the fact that there was that one corner on top of the start straight there. So he just goes down the start straight and goes straight into the rest of the track. So be willing to guess that he did that because that section is sand. And really the only benefit you're going to get out of that is if you had a sand section. And since we don't, they probably just didn't think it was really worth doing it. So yeah, everything else about the track is very, very equal with the last track we just checked out. I think the rhythm lanes were done really, really good. I think there's supposed to be like 11 jumps in the first rhythm lane and then like 10, maybe 11, I'm not sure, in the second rhythm lane. And then the whoops here into the finish line, and that is a lap. So the track is very, very similar. Obviously, it should be. I mean, it's a replica, so it should resemble the actual track. And I think they did a really good job here. The biggest thing for me is just that they didn't even attempt to put that extra added corner in there, which isn't really that big a deal because, again, it was just sand, and since we don't have sand, there really isn't a point to doing it. And it really doesn't affect the lap time that much. Now, we did turn a 103, so I kind of feel like this might be one of the faster tracks simply because of that, because the last track had those whoops in there to kind of slow you down and make it feel like sand. So I'm guessing that added, you know, a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I'm not really sure, but overall, really, really good track. Second favorite, and definitely worth checking out. For sure, these first two. Now we're going to jump over into our third version of Anaheim 2, which is really good too, but I just don't think it's quite as good as our first two tracks. Okay, so here we have our third version of 2019 Anaheim 2. This is actually the first track that I checked out when I started up the game, and it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. It scaled well for the way the game plays. It felt like Anaheim 2 2019. It had everything. The layout was really good. It was a really good track, and I was thinking, man, this is going to be really hard to beat. But then it kind of dawned on me that this is the indoor football stadium. This is the rectangle stadium. It's not the diamond. It's got to be the diamond, man. It's got to be the diamond stadium. So for that, I was like, yeah, this can't be my favorite one. It was a bunch of fun to play. Also, this triple here doesn't really feel like it's the Supercross triple. I mean, I think it should be, but that's, again, just an opinion. So I'm not going to, like, complain too hard about that. Other than the triple, in my opinion, being it should be the Supercross triple, and the fact that it's in the indoor rectangle stadium, this track was awesome. It was a ton of fun to play. It was kind of tough. It gave you options for different ways through the rhythm sections. I mean, as far as I could tell, he had every single jump you needed on the track. The right amount, in the right positions. Everything was done really, really good, and I was really happy with it. I was really happy with this track, and initially this was probably my favorite one, but again, for the football stadium thing, it just kind of bothered me. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't bother anybody else. As far as a track and a fun factor, this was just as good as anything else. But as far as being a true to the replica, the stadium just wasn't quite there. So other than that, now that little whoop there, I don't know if that was supposed to be there or not. But again, it's just kind of their own take, their own variation. And I mean, the real life track as compared to the layout, the blueprint, rarely is ever the same. Now, I think Glendale was pretty darn close. Glendale was really close to the way it looked for the track map layout. So, yeah, it was really close, but I'm sure they'll change some stuff here. So, overall, really good track, really fun track. I recommend people to try it out. It just needed to be in the baseball stadium, you know what I mean? So, let's hop on over into the fourth version of Anaheim 2019. Okay, so here is the fourth version of 2019 Anaheim 2. This track, I don't really remember this one too well, so I'll pretty much be watching it with you guys and then kind of reacting to what I thought. Okay, so he did have the corner above the start straight here, but it was really awkward how he had it placed. You kind of had to square the corner off a bit early to have it line up the rest of the way. He's got the whoops here. Oh yeah, then he's got this kind of stretched out step on, step off, which fits the game really well. The scaling's a little weird, but it fits the game. And then he had that double there, so he has a double, double, triple, yes. That was supposed to be at least a step on table. I think it's a step on, step off, into the double, and then into the Supercross triple. I believe his rhythm lanes here are correct. I think he has them laid out the way they should be. The only thing in his rhythm lanes that's a bit weird is that I'm pretty sure the rhythm lanes are supposed to be parallel to each other. I'm pretty sure. Now I'm not 100% sure. Now I'm second guessing myself, but I think the rhythm lanes should be parallel to each other, and he had them veered off because I think the way he built his track, he had to veer it to the one side a bit just so it matched up better. And I wish this corner here was better than that. I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan of that. So the track itself is really good. I think it's quite fun to play, and I think it's worth checking out, especially as far as a 2019 replica. I don't think it's perfect. I think that's overscaled. This bothers me a little bit that this was a double. I have a feeling it's because he didn't have enough room to put the step on, step off, so he just put the double there. His rhythm lanes are very fun. They work very good. They give you a bunch of different options. It bothers me a little bit that they veer away from each other, but that's the smallest complaint I have. And then the corner above the start straight was kind of weird. Other than that, it was a pretty fun track and definitely worth checking out. So there you go. There is the fourth version of 2019 Anaheim 2. Let's jump into the fifth and final version of 2019 A2. Okay, so here is the final version of the 2019 Anaheim 2 that we're going to be checking out, and this is my least favorite. Now, I didn't really put them in any particular order. It's not like this one's last because it's my least favorite. It just so happened to be that way, but the reason this track, it really kind of has the layout. I think all the tracks for the most part today have had the the basic general layout of what A2 2019 is going to look like. I think this was all really done well. This is even not that bad. I'm pretty happy up to the rhythm lanes. Now, I feel like the rhythm lanes were missing. Maybe not this one. I think this one wasn't so bad. This one felt about right. And it was really fun to go through. It was this one that felt like it was a bit short. There should have been another tabletop in there, I think. Okay? I feel like that was missing something. Then he's got the whoops here, and then we go into the finish line. So everything up to the point felt pretty okay. It's just, it was like missing. And this corner was kind of wonky. I don't know why we didn't just do like a 180 there. Why it was like really, really weird. Now he does go over the start straight. He kind of put these whoops in here to simulate sand a little bit. I'm all right with that. I can dig that. I can be okay with that. This was too stretched out. I really do feel like that was just way too stretched out. I think this one's not that bad. So yeah, I think my biggest complaints with this, he put it in the baseball stadium. He even has the right side option there because I think that's how it's supposed to be. I think in the overview, the layout, it has the right side jump to step on, step off, and if you take the inside, it would just be like a triple step over basically. I think he did everything really well. This rhythm lane was really easy for the most part, and I'm sure he was missing something in there. It just didn't feel right, you know what I mean? After doing, and this was the last track that I did actually too, so after doing all the other tracks, it felt really weird playing this one. But overall not bad, but was my least favorite. So make sure if you made it to this point, let me know in the comments what's your favorite one. Who did it best? Which track was the best? The first one, second one, third one, fourth one, or fifth one? And also, I know I didn't really talk about the race too much, but I'm still trying to figure out how to work that into these without not giving or not commenting on my thoughts and opinions on the track that we're doing. So the only thing I'm going to leave you with is my picks for last weekend were Cianciarulo and Barcia. I got Cianciarulo right, but I was pretty far off with Barcia, which was awesome to see Baggett get the win. I'm really happy for him. So for this weekend, I think Cianciarulo is going to get 2 in a row. I really feel like he's going to rattle off a couple wins here. Going Cianciarulo for the 250s and the 450s. I don't know. I'm feeling like it's going to be Roczen or Barcia. I'm still sticking with Barcia. I don't know why I'm on that Barcia kick a little bit, but I'm going to go with Roczen. I think I'm going to go Roczen this time in the 450s. So Cianciarulo, Roczen, let me know what your guys' picks are and which track you thought was the best. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. And until the next video, take it easy.